My father, may rest in peace, was diagnosed with prostate cancer, which then metastasized into breast cancer. And early 1980s, my dad had a mastectomy. I remember my father taking off his t-shirt for the first time, and it was like, wow, that's powerful. In the very early 1980s, men and breast cancer was just not a conversation that anyone was having.
When our friend suggested that Shai go to be tested, we really weren't understanding what the BRCA gene meant. Shai being very proactive, and he's always on top of his health, so he went and got tested.
From the time my kids were teenagers, I absolutely was always open with them about our family history because I want my kids to be proactive and protected.
Once the kids got a little older, in their early 20s, they all got tested. The girls did, and unfortunately, they were all BRCA positive.
When I found out that I was BRCA, I was engaged at that point. I obviously wanted to get married. I wanted to have my children. I did start going for early intervention at the age of 25. I did feel like I was always waiting for the other shoe to drop. And I always said that once my children were old enough and they were going to be away in sleepaway camp, that was my time to take care of myself. And last summer, my youngest went to sleepaway camp for the first time. I went, set up all of my doctor's appointments, got my date of surgery, and I sent my kids on the bus. And a week later, I was in surgery for a prophylactic deep flap double mastectomy.
As a mom, I wish that I could just take this all away from them. I wished I could have done it for her instead of her. But unfortunately, that's not how it goes. I could just be there for her, support her. But I've always told my kids that knowledge is power. And being that you get a heads up and you know that you carry this, you can be proactive and you can get ahead of it and you can get your screenings.
The hardest part of this journey is that I can't control my children's future. And knowing that I could have passed it to them is the scariest part. Because I did everything that I needed to do for myself. But knowing that I could have done this to them is the hardest thing.
We feel fortunate to be a part of the Shai family. We wanted to support them before we actually did need them. We felt very strongly that it was an important organization that many people would need.
I think my parents, because they encouraged me to reach out to Shai.
I don't know where my family would have been this past year without Shai. We as parents, we could supportive, we're loving, but we don't have the expertise, we don't have the background, we don't have the knowledge. And when you have an organization like Shai that provides the emotional support, the connectivity with physicians.
I don't think I could have gone through what I went through without speaking to the women of Shai. Just little things that you wouldn't even think that you needed, they thought of everything. And knowing that there is this organization out there that helps women, whether they're going through treatment or prophylactic surgery, it's a game changer.
The support that was provided to our daughter in a myriad of ways was just unbelievable. Words can't even suffice our gratitude, our karatato to what Shai has provided us and our family, and will continue to provide other families in the future.